Hiya, good morning. Praise Jesus. Like people are energetic. Praise Jesus. Amen. It's a beautiful morning that the Lord has given us, and we are so grateful to God for this day and to the church fraternity at large, our coordinator and Madam Ruth, for the opportunity you've given us to attend such a forum, because out there people are looking forward to having such forums in their churches. So for us, we are blessed. So I would love us to simame, then we sing some praise and worship, we pray, and then we proceed.
Popote
There's no other God to be worshipped, to be glorified, and to be praised apart from you, O Lord. How we are grateful because of this wonderful time, Abba Father. That my Lord, even as we hear from your word, Abba Father, O God, use our coordinator as your vessel of honor, Abba Father, to deliver your word, Abba Father, O God. That even as we continue the other forums, Abba Father, O God, help me for the glory and honor of your holy name. We pray, my Lord, that we open our minds, our hearts, Abba Father, O God, to understanding of whatever we shall be taught, Abba Father. We give you glory and we give you praise. For it is in Jesus' name we do pray and give thanks. Amen. In Jesus' name we do pray and give thanks. Amen. Amen. You can have your seats. Praise Jesus. Amen. Praise God. Amen. Amen. I can start by introducing myself. My name is Carol Gidara. I'm born again and I love the Lord as my personal Savior. For the fact He's brought me, I call Him Ebenezer. Amen. I would love us to have a quick introduction. You just say your name and your group as we proceed. You just say your name and which group you are in.
Praise God. Amen. God is good
All the time.
all the time.
Not my response.
My name is Tracy Njoki. I'm in the group that Kevin leads.
Nice. Tunamwapisha pamoja tu. Yes.
Praise God.
Amen.
I'm Lenny Maura in the Achievers group. Praise God.
Amen. Catherine Mora.
Unique Mike Mora.
Praise God.
Amen.
Purity Wangoi, Conqueror.
Praise God.
Amen.
Moses Blooming, Conquerors.
Praise God.
Amen.
My name is Grace and I'm in Conquerors.
Praise God.
Amen.
Felix Mchuma, Conquerors.
Praise God.
Amen.
Mike Gadiwa, the unique group.
Praise God.
Amen.
I'm Dre Kiba. I don't have a group.
Praise God.
Amen.
The region or Eagles.
Bwana Yesu asifiwe.
Amen.
Savannah Unique Group.
Thank you so much. Carol, Achievers group. Yes, so I would like to forward the mic to our coordinator. We'll have devotion as we proceed. Welcome. Tupigeni makofi.
Thank you. God is good all the times, and especially this morning that He has granted us this opportunity to come so that we may enrich ourselves. This is the day that we have been talking about. This is the day that we have been mentioning and repeating it again and again. And I'm trusting that we are all expectant and ready to learn as we enrich ourselves for the future. Charago is my name. I'm born again. Christ is the light of my soul. I'm delighted in the Lord and happy to see you here. I just want to do a devotion. Our minister was to do this, but he has been got some held up somewhere. So with his blessings, I will do so that we can start our program. Proverbs chapter 6. You can see we are good learners. Some of us have some notebooks. You can note. Na wenye tunatumia simu, make sure that you are noting something today. Today is all about learning, so it is good to make sure that you are on toes, you are taking some points, noting them down for your future reference. Proverbs chapter 6, verses 6 to 11. And remember our themes come from the book of Philippians 4 verse 8. Tulisema inasemaje? Philippians 4 verse 8. Can we recall? We have Bibles through our phones. We can recite the verse. Philippians 4 verse 8. I'm trusting hizo gadgets ziko na Biblia. Tuingie Philippians 4:8. We recite it together so that I go to the reading of the day. Are we there?
Yes.
I want to go.
Finally.
Want to go? I know the versions might be different. Tuanze na Silva.
Philippians 4 verse 8 says, finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think of these things.
Thank you. Any other version? Somebody in another version? Yes, we're going.
Good News Bible. Finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things.
Thank you. Whatever things are true, whatever things are noble, whatever things are pure, whatever things are praiseworthy, think about those things and you will have to live well. Proverbs chapter 6, verse 6 to 11, the Bible says, "Go to the ant, you sluggard. Consider its ways and be wise. It has no commander, no overseer, neither a ruler. Yet it stores its provisions in summer and gathers its food at harvest. How long will you lie there, you sluggard? When will you get up from your sleep? A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest. And poverty will come on you like a thief, and scarcity like an armed man." Bwana asifiwe. I want to speak briefly about 6 rights towards our excellency. 6 rights towards our excellency. We all have got a strong desire to live well, to maximize our potential, and most importantly, to reflect the image of our Creator. We all have got a desire, and a strong one, to live well, to maximize our potential, and most importantly, to reflect the image of our Creator. And that's why Philippians 4 verse 8, which is our theme for this career enrichment forum, says that whatever things are true, whatever things are noble, whatever things are honorable, whatever things are praiseworthy, think and do such kind of things. The reason why Paul reflects on such, it is because he had a clue that if we are to live this life well, if we are to maximize our potential, and importantly, reflect the image of our Creator, we must think of what is praiseworthy. We must think of what is honorable. We must do what it partakes to our design. Because at the origin of our creation, God did not create us just to create us. He had a purpose. He designed us and our mission. And if we cannot keep the track, we might not live to fulfill what we were made for. He had a plan. We have a destination. I keep on repeating this again and again. We all have got a destination. But unless you realize and you know what is your destiny, unless you know what you want with your life, you cannot live truthful. You cannot live, act, and pursue what is honorable. You cannot realize and know what is praiseworthy. Bwana asifiwe. And at that point, you can miss the step. In our reading Proverbs 6, we know that Proverbs was written by Solomon, and it is a book that is referred as a book of giving wisdom and counsels. And in this chapter 6, Solomon was just advising and giving counsel to his son, who had engaged to get a loan from a friend. And as we all know that before you get a loan somewhere, sometimes they need some documentations, and out of those documentations, you are needed to put your sign there to signify or to prove that you are the one who has been lendered, or you are the one who have done that application. And before this son did the sign, Solomon noticed, and he decided to give some counsel, to give some words of wisdom to the son. If you read from verse 1, you will see him advising matters about security and calling this son into action. And after giving those advices to that son, he now came to a point of realizing the reason why this son was maybe looking for a loan. It was because he was not that hardworking. He was not that jitegemea. He was not that person who wanted to think or to act on himself. And he decided to talk to this son. And this is the time we see him commanding the son in a way that he can reflect on his condition. Here we are reflecting about our future. We are here to be molded of the coming future. The future that we don't know what it holds. And that's why we have decided to start familiarizing ourselves earlier, to equip ourselves earlier, so that as time comes, we shall be equipped enough and we shall be having all that it takes. And now, to cut it short, Solomon referred to a little insect, something that you cannot think about, which is an ant. And we see him setting the sun by saying that, go to the ant, you little sluggard. Go to the ant, you little sluggard. As you go there are some few things that he mentioned, or that he wanted his son to note about this ant. And these are the 6 things I want us to note from today going forward. An ant is a small thing. It is a small insect. But one thing I love about this small insect, it is always focused. It is always focused. This insect is always focused. We all know about an ant. If you come along a group of ants and try to disrupt them, it will only take 2-3 minutes for them to be disrupted. But the 4th minute, you will find them back to their mission. Six questions, or some 6 points that we can learn from these insects. One is that because we have arrived, because we are heading somewhere, because we have got a destiny, we must go in partnership. Reg number 1 is partnership. I've said I'm talking about 6 regs. For you to live that fulfilling life, for you to get that you want, for you to reach where you want to, for you to achieve those goals, for you to achieve those dreams, you must not walk alone. There must be partnership. There must be that partnership. As we reflect on ants, we see that they always work together in harmony. In their partnership, they help each other. And that's why we are here to help each other, because no one is perfect. In that partnership, there is harmony. In that partnership, we help each other. In that partnership, we operate in unity. And this is why we divided ourselves into some life groups, whereby the mission and the intention was of us bringing that unity, bonding together, discussing together, working together, reflecting this journey together. So you cannot make alone. There must be that partnership. You need me, I need you. Hello? Are we together? Reg number 1 is partnership. Even in the career, the same happens. Unless you get partnership or you attach yourself with someone, you cannot walk it alone. Another day our facilitator mentioned something here about mentors. Why do we look for mentors? It is because we want to be partnered with somebody. A person we can walk with. A person we can learn after. A person that we can follow. That partnership. The reason why Solomon was referring his son to this proverb is because maybe his son was somehow a sluggard, because Solomon was a king. He had all that it takes. And maybe the son thought that having the wealth of his father covers him with everything. But the father challenged the son and tell him, we might be rich, we might be having everything, but you still need to partner with others. You still need that partnership. Leg number 2 is that we must be productive. We must be productive. An ant is always productive. And that's why the Bible have said that it always gives its provision. In times of summer, in times of hot, no matter the season, it's always productive. Currently in the country, everybody is singing of drought and famine. But for an ant, there is no any single day. You will go somewhere, there are some ants, and you find them not productive. They know how to make provisions. Even as the society is wanting us to be productive. The society is looking unto us. The church is looking unto us. And as we go this career thing, the first mission and objective is because we want you, or we want ourselves to be productive. That's why we are here to be equipped. That's why we are here to learn. In that partnership, you want us to be productive. You must have that leg of being productive. Bwana asifiwe. Am I speaking to somebody? Number 3 is that the other leg is the leg of persistence. Persistent. We must be persistent. Everything does not just happen. Things do not just happen. Sometimes there are some bumpy roads. There are some pitfalls that may occur, winds and storms. But during such a time, your persistence will count. Your persistence will count. I love about the ants. They are always persistent. Even if you interact with them, they do not come to a point of giving up. It just takes them some few minutes. Then after 5 minutes, or after a time, you find them back to their mission. Persistent. They work hard and hard. They don't get enough. They are always on their mission. The same case with us. We must have that persistence in us. So there is a time back, Paul said that I cannot count myself that I have made it. Yes, he had done a lot. He had opened a lot of churches. He had supported a lot of Christianity. He had preached the gospel. But one time he stood and testified and said, I cannot count myself that I have done it. I'm not yet there. So what I do is that I will continue running the race. I will continue pressing forward. I will continue moving, even as we can only keep moving. We can only keep going once we are persistent. Bwana asifiwe. Now I go to leg number 4. Leg number 4 is that we must have a purpose. We must have a purpose. The reason why the ant works hard every time and every now and then is because they are always on a purpose. They are always on a purpose. Why they keep on making provisions, why they keep on fighting and searching things to keep on their stars, is because they have a purpose. They don't just do work and work aimlessly. They have a purpose. Young people, we have a purpose. If we realize our purpose, we will chase that purpose. We will love and have that desire of making it work, of making it perform. What is your purpose? Why are you a youth at a time like this? Remembering that you will not remain to be a youth forever. Why have God given you such an opportunity to be in this youthful blanket? Are you fulfilling that purpose? 5 is that we must have the leg of wisdom. The leg of wisdom. An ant is always on wisdom. They knew and they know, if you block us from this side, immediately they find another side. Immediately they find another way. And what thing they enhance is, the one thing they enhance is that whether they are blocked or not, their purpose will still prevail. They will continue pursuing the purpose that they have. They only turn from one direction to another. If they find that this side is hilly and they cannot manage to penetrate, they just use their wisdom to think and ask themselves, what do we do? And immediately, out of that wisdom, they get a rescue. Let us apply the wisdom that God has granted us with. We have got wisdom. As we choose those careers, as we pursue them, as we pursue our area of interests, let it be our prayer that may God grant us with wisdom. May we use our wisdom, the little wisdom that God has given us, may we use it and maximize it wisely. Bwana asifiwe. Lastly is that the ant have a leg of preparing for the future. It has a leg of preparing for them, even us. We must have that sixth leg of preparing for our future. We have got a future. Today is not our end. We are all aspiring to live wrong. But that wrong that you aspire to live, how will it be? This is our time to come up with a strong foundation. This is our time to build a strong foundation. A rocky one that cannot be shaken. A rocky one that will be established. It's time to build your foundation, knowing that you have got a future. Go to the ant, my brother and sister. Go to those ants this weekend, purpose to reflect more about this small insect that is called an ant. There is a lot that we can learn out of it. As we go to today's task, and many other tasks that will follow after this forum, let us have the ant as our point of reflection. Whatever things are true, whatever things are admirable, whatever things are pure, whatever things are honorable, whatever things that make you feel that they are praiseworthy to your Maker and to yourself, I charge you, think on those things and do them. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. God bless us. Back to the leader.
Let's appreciate. For the word. So tumelearn kitu. We've learned something. Imagine a small insect with all those factors and characteristics. Yeah, so thank you so much for sharing the word. May God bless you and increase you. So the people who have just joined us, I'd love us to introduce ourselves. We just say your name and the group and your group. Your name and your group.
Praise God. It was Victor from Overcomers Group.
Victor.
Praise God.
Amen.
Mark.
Ukumbuki group, who is your leader? Kevin. Kevin Ule. Nice. Amazing. Forget. Oh, go-getters. I heard forgetters. Go-getters. Leader from which group? Or you don't have a group? Okay. Tuwapigeni makofi. We didn't hear your name. Ama ni ulisikia? We didn't hear your name. I'm Mary. Mary from which group? Or you don't have a group? Sawa. Thank you so much. Tujipigie makofi sisi wote. So let me see those who don't have a group. Those who don't have a group. We had Joy, Mary, and Lydia. So the three of you. Sawa. So let's welcome the coordinator and take up from there. Thank you.
Thank you. Let us appreciate our incoming chair again. We thank God for the attendance. We are still trusting that many more are coming. We have several apologies, and out of those apologies, we decided to record this forum to be uploaded later in the afternoon in our church YouTube page, so that those who want to make it to follow. Sasa ujue kisinzia NTV wako. Thank you for your coming. Thank you for the zeal and commitment to this forum. If we could have planned and find that no one came, it would be too bad for me and for the team that has planned. But having you is the best. We thank our facilitator who has worked with us for the last 3 sessions. And today she's here with us to take us more. I believe that we have that running and expectant hearts. Do we?
Yes.
Are we ready to learn?
Yes.
Yes, and I'm promising you that this forum will not live your life again, the same again. It will mark a difference from now henceforth. From now henceforth, you will be a different person. I just want to see the number that we have through the groups. Go-getters to go ngapi? Go-getters. Go-getters 2. Kevin and okay, we are 2. Achievers. Oh, go-getters, eh? Okay, the go-getters we are 3. Achievers to go ngapi? 1. And Carol 2. There is Team Eagles. 1. Concolors. Full house 4. Wow, thank you, Concolors. Favored ones 3, 4. Team, I want to see you inside. 4. Career box, I think in ile group to reform last year mwisho. Career box. Okay. Overcomers 1. Any other group? Sija mention. Okay. Those wenye hatuna group. Wenye hatuna group ni wangapi? 2. 2 of us, eh? Eagles. Okay. What's your name? Lydia. I add you to Eagles, Eagles group. Utawajua baadaye. Then, what's your name? Joy. Overcomers. So you are anchored with Victor. Then Lydia with your name? Maina. Who is your group leader? Liz Rugoro. So that's your group. You will get to know them later. We will adapt you to our group. Yeah, we will keep on fixing ourselves and anchoring ourselves into groups. And let us note that these groups are not only for these seasons. They will be the groups of reference from now henceforth. We will make them districts when it comes to fellowship. We will make them to work in different aspects as we shall continue guiding and reflecting with it. We have the apology of our parish minister. As I have said, he was the one to launch this with the devotion, but he got held up somewhere. And with that, we have got his blessings. Let us appreciate him with a clap. We have got the blessings from our youth patron, Elder Toro. He is somehow held up somewhere, but he has promised that before we end up the forum, he will come and grace with his presence. So we are waiting and looking forward to have him return. Let us appreciate him with a clap. The chair and the treasurer, they sent their apologies and said that they won't make it. If time allows, where they are held up, they will join us as we continue. Let us appreciate them too. And many other apologies that we have, to understand that wengi wako kazi, wengine they had some classes, wengine wako on other duties. So we thank God that these who are here ni wenye Mungu ameandaa, na wengine wenye watawatch and follow after, tutashukuru. Now I want to take this time, without wasting time, we welcome our facilitator to take us through the program of the day. We have a lot to do, so we are pardoning for your cooperation, and kindly let us be here. Tuko na lunch, everything is catered, so usihangaike. We have lunch, we have water. We have tried to accommodate you fully so that we be here till the end of the session. There is a lot that we shall be needed. We need you to interact. We need some responses from that side. So let us be free. Let us be. Where we need to talk. Where you feel you have a question, ask. It shall be responded. Later on, tunamalizia na practicals interviews. Tutagaidiwa na facilitator. So there is a lot. So arm yourself. A lot is planned. Welcome, Madam Ruth, so that you can take over. Tupigie makofi.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah, present. Yeah, you can see we are re-energized, and this is what I said. We need this forum so that we can get those people who want to get what we're talking about. Sawa. Because most of the time I realize, as much as we are talking about career, we have a high school a student who probably feels wako na university to go before they get there. So, and I say, let us have this forum so that we can come sit down with you. And of course, today we're going to talk key on how we're going to get our job and settle in our organizations. Because we're going to get jobs, those who do not have jobs, those who feel they want to change the jobs, you will change and get a better job. Those ones who feel they need promotion in the institution, we're still going to discuss that today and come up with it. But more so, what I wanted today we talk about is competencies, and which come from the branding. I still want to leave branding to Dr. Muturi. He is the best to do it. I can also do it, but I think it's also good you see another face doing it. I know it was supposed to have started because from branding we go to what you talked about, key competencies, what you can see in my screen there. So I am humbled, and I want to say, when you are in a small group like this in a training, the better. And those people who ever gone for training understand what I mean. Because we ever told, do not train in a serious training more than 20 or 25, because you will not be able to engage everyone. How we are sitting, this is it's called micro skill. It's one of the skill that we used. It is called a talking circle. in this one, I'm able to see all of you. In future, we're going to improve it, and we're going to have those people who are coming have badges. And why are we doing this? So that I will not be asking you, I'll just come to you, give you a microphone and ask a question. Or even when you're talking, I'll be able to know, because I might not, even the other facilitator might not know all of us. So in future, that's a way to improve. This time we were not able to do that because we didn't know exactly who will be there and who will not be there. So thank you for coming. For those who've seen me for the first time, I'm Ruth Mogo, and I am a HR practitioner in this country. I've worked in HR for about 13 years. I was working as a janitor. I'm currently supporting the county in terms of policies, audit and compliance, and that is Kiambu County, something I've just started recently on appointment. That is on Tuesday and on Thursday. The other time I'm also in my own businesses, where we learn businesses as a family businesses, which we are really engaged. And one of the things I must say also there, I'm engaged because I want to streamline things and do it correctly. When we come to church, we say, huyo mtu anaendanga ile kanisa. We would want to see one day people wanting to come to PCEA Membley because I am a good person. Yes, I would want to see somebody, envy, to be part and parcel of ourselves because of the way after here we're going to talk about it. Don't just keep it to yourself, please extend it to other people. Especially the interview. I know that is where the key is. But before we go to the interview, we have something. I can see her smiling. You're going to be the one who have applied for a job and we are going to interview her. Or what do you think? Anyway, in the group you decide. For one of the things that you want to know is your key competencies. And if I go to slide 2, that's how complicated key competency it is. I just wanted you see. It has so much. It has so much. And that much, you see, it is still, you can see it and across. Because this is the core thing anytime that you go to organization. And it's good to say, it's not only you will have key competencies, even the company does. I'm a company hyena. Skills. When you go to serious companies, and I'm not saying others are not serious, when you do your performance management, one of the things that must be there are your key competencies. They must be included in your performance management. And why? It's because when you do not perform on what you say, the technical bit, in performance management, we have 3 things. We have something we call technical. Does someone knows what is technical? Who are working? Technical. There's something we call technical. The technical is what you've learned. Technical usually is you who come up with what you want to deliver on. I'm going just to give an example. For instance, if I say I'm a human resource, and if I say I'm doing audit and compliance, yeah, what will happen is I am supposed to audit, come up with a checklist, isn't it? That is one of the target. The target is audit, and compliance. What are the other things that I'm supposed to do in the audit that I shall be measured? I have to come up with a checklist. How long is that checklist? Am I supposed to make it? Is it 1 week? Is it 2 weeks? Then from there, I'm supposed to audit institution, isn't it? Then, how long am I supposed to deliver that report to the institution? This is what we call the measure. You have to have a target and you have to have a measure. And in this case, the technical competence is 75. But we also put it with personal attribute. Why personal attribute? Is because there are people who can deliver their technical so well. But kumbuka kuna watu wanapokwaza, si ndio? Kuna wengine wanakanyanga, wengine wakipanda. Lala ni kanyange ndio niende juu. And that's why we also put the personal attribute. Personal attribute actually is your behavior. And that is what carries the other percentage. But the biggest share is on technical bit. But remember, also, like now, in here I was talking to incoming chair and I was saying, and the youth coordinator, one of the things you are failing on personal attributes is time and attendance, especially in an institution. Time and attendance, very critical. And I think it's high time we start telling ourselves we must be there at 8. We must be there at 9. I know it's a church, but remember when we are doing these career things, like now if someone comes, I've talked so much so far, so you will not catch up, that's for sure. So we need to now tell ourselves that a personal attribute on it. I know we come to church, I know there's technical bit of it. Na tukihubiriwa, what is our measure? Tukihubiriwa, because that is preaching is when we are preached on. What is the measure? Our behavior. How many times do you attend your district? Is the measure. It's a measure for you in the church. So don't say in the church we do not have the measure. We do. Because how many times do I go to the Holy Communion? How many times I want to challenge the youth here? Do I attend when we go to the Uwanja? Yeah? How many times do I participate in the church meetings when I am required to come for the Rocco Church meeting? That's a measure. So when I come in as a chair, that's a measure for you. And when you come to church, don't say you do not have the technical. That's the technical bit of it. But the other personal attribute is, am I there in time? So all the time ask yourself, those are the things that I need us to know. I didn't want to talk about performance management, probably given another chance if I have some time. I'm becoming quite busy. But if I have another chance, I'll talk about performance management because it's very critical. Now, we will start with the business and personal core competencies because I say all of them are there. And I know the businesses, we can see unique ability, product and services, give it competitive advantage. That's what we find. Ukienda ule tunapika na mafuta gani? Si tunaona ile kifuniko wanaweka. Kitapo, if you look at Erianto they don't care. See, it is expensive, number one. And they already have a name in the Erianto. So to me, what I think, in most of the time, they will not improve quite a lot because I haven't seen them improve. But they have done something unique. You will trust your mafuta yake ya Erianto because it's clear. If you go to the others, sometimes kukiwa baridi sina kata kutoka. Sasa hiyo hata unashanga hii ni kasuku ile ngumu ama ni ile ingine. So we are talking about the competitive. And the competitive when I talk about here is kifuniko. Unaona na kifuniko ya mafuta. Siku hizi tunatoa seal, kitambo hakuwafanya hivyo, ulikuwa unafunua. But wametuwekea hata kitu ya kupima. Usimwage, unajua ukifungua Erianto umwage inamwagikanga yote. Sasa unashinda utarudiza na already kitunguu iko hapo. So normally what happened, that is what we are saying here. One of the things is why are you better? Why is Erianto better than ingine golden fry? Why is it better? And that's what you find in most of the time utapata most companies are changing. Is it Elio sahi wameunda ingine inanuka. You know? Inakanuko ingine. This is what we are talking about because you have to be unique. What do you think is unique in this congregation of ours? Someone can tell me. It's a question I'm doing to you. Me, I'm not. I probably would not be able to know. Why are we unique in PCEA Membley? Yeah, we are unique because we have a youth touch. What else? What else do you think we brand it? Because as we talk about the organization, we talk about the church because it has given us opportunity to do this. So why do you think we competitive than the other institution? Yeah? Hatuna kitu ingine mnaona mzuri now start thinking. We now start thinking. So going forward, we start asking ourselves, how are we going? And when you start thinking, you're going to improve. Like now, I want us to, after here, one more activity I'll do with you. Finally, before I want us to go to a children home as a group. I wanted to capture this group, and that's why the first one I wanted to be here. We go to a children home from morning up to the evening. Does that make a difference? A big difference. Hopefully, Mungu atusaidie na tuombe. We can also get our t-shirt labeled PCEA Membley Youth. Then we are there with those children from morning to evening. You will feel when you go home, you will have achieved. But remember, all those children who are there, they don't belong to PCEA. They belong to other congregation. But remember, your blood is there, Sidio. So it's unique. Membley, eco unique, because that's what we do. And we can manage. Or what do you think? Is it manageable? Yes, it is. Then we have the personal core akin and the skill you search for. Here, your skills, I want to see them in your CV. I know sometimes you don't put the CV, you put your name, gender, nationality, was born. See, even if you're not a younger, in a CV, But mimi nataka kuziona. There's another CV we do, and pale mwisho you find have your key competencies there. You put them there because when I am hiring, for instance, a people person, what I'll be looking for is I want to see something we call, like if I'm hiring a people person, what would I want to, one of the key competence I would want to see regarding social. Yes, I would want to see social true. Social, like now what we're saying, the CSR, I would want to hear you talk about something about community. Because when you're in an institution like the church, we are somewhere at the center, but we need this community, don't we? So that this community, we also support it to upgrade it as we are here. There's something else I want to look when also looking for someone who is coming in to lead a team. There's something I'm really looking. Problem solving skills, very critical. I would want to see that. Immediately I see that, I already know you understand it. So you will have come from the same university, you will have had experience, but the question you keep asking, why was I not taken? Have you gone back to your receipt and checked what you have put there? You have to make yourself competitive. In the CV, then we have their variables. You can identify your goal on acting on them. Like now we are saying here, we are here, and we are saying, if I want to be a team, if I want to be a supervisor, if I want to be in finance, and I'm reading finance, there's nobody who cannot be a reader, by the way. Even if I'm doing the planning work, I need to read. If I'm doing electrical work, I have mtu wa mkono. If I'm kujenga na mawe, hii mawe, wao wanajenga pale. Tutaona one time tukitoka. Utaona there is always one who is leading them. Na see they're human. Sometimes human, you come with your stress in the morning. How are you going to solve it? That is what we want to see, and especially when you identify them, please, everybody now ameanza kufikiria your strength. That is, we're talking about can I be able to sit someone and talk to them? Can I be able to work with someone and make them succeed in life? This is what we're talking about. From there, we asking ourselves the same thing I've said. And I've said about the brand, and that most of the time what you say. But we have a key takeaway. There are competitive advantages. So make your key competence. Competitive. Usikae hapo tu. Ni ile tu, I can be able to read the emotion myself because I can't. But if I try, I can probably do it. I am just thinking. Is it a skill that I will be able to come up with? And am I working on it? So that when you pick a church, of course, would I expect me to put a microphone before you worship? Do you think I'll be given? No. Nobody will give me. Because they will never even had me worship. When it comes to preaching, and the youth coordinator, I'm there, do you think I'll be asked to preach? Yeah, because I don't know just hear it's a summer to Bible, and of course, I might even start interpreting it in the way I'm interpreting it here. Not that it can't be, but probably that's not an area, but as an area I can start thinking. And why am I saying that? You might go somewhere and find people there, all of them do not want to preach. Then you are already una sweat, unashika microphone, unashake, hata hujui utasema nini. So that an area I should start thinking, and now that we can even go, I can go and that's a skill I would want to have. A skill that I can be able to preach. I can be able to worship. However I worship, isn't it? But at least, tunaendanga mahali unasikia watu hata wale kuna worship. Sijui kwa nini worship inauoga. Hata wale wana worship. Iko na kauoga kengine. Unasikia tunaambiwa nani atafanya kuiba? Hata wale unaangaliana, hakuna mtu anaamka. Watu wote sasa wanaangaliana wewe amka. I would imagine it's a skill that I want to grab and stand up and say, now, I already have worked on it, I'm okay? Because when you work on something, you'll be able to achieve it and own it and work with it comfortably. The only thing that we are not able to do that is because the skills we have them, we not even have worked on them, we cannot work with them comfortably. Is that true? anaenda first muniambie, it's what I'm not sorry you are actually we are going to give. Now, when you first learn the definition there are we have here the list of common core competencies. Ya kwanza. Yes. Are we consistent? Are we consistent? This is the question I want to ask you this evening. Are we consistent? At our place, you know, I will learn when the boss is there. Simple. And when the boss comes, I am too excellent. But when the boss goes away, I do what? I sit back. Simple. That's the truth. And this one says you have to, whether the boss is there, kama unaonekana, ama hauonekani, tafadhali, do what is right. And this is what I keep telling people. And this will take you far. Be there at the temple. Sawa sawa. Ila mtu akiangalia hata ule haezi kununua tu anatamani anasema I wish I can afford it, but I'm sorry I can't. So give yourself the value. Haya, we have number 3. Tuongee na nguvu. Innovation is the same again. Thank you. How many of us in this church have decided now, this is a new thing, I want to thank the coordinator because I'm not the one who came up with it. Me, I was just told, please can you come facilitate on 29? And I said, since these are my youth, and one of the things that I'm achieving here is if you succeed, and I see you driving a car because what I did today made you go to Kenya Power and you're given a job as an officer. Or you went to the parastatals we have quite many, which has a lot of work, which I'm posting to your youth coordinator, and you come and tell me you're officer, earning a 6-figure salary, which is possible. Which is possible, the officer, because you presented yourself and they say, wow, this is the person we want. So come up with new things and start from here. This group now today here, there is there. We've come up with one innovation in the youth. We're going to a children's home and we start cleaning from the morning, cooking for them. We shall have carried our food. Tutaambia wazazi na our neighbors watupatie nguo zenye iwatoshi. Then we come go there and we spend those. That are new. We are being innovative. I'm actually innovative. So, which is the new thing that you think? The PCEA Membley. Which are the new things? See, there may be something there. I want us to be innovative. I want us to have something that we have not done before and we feel we want to do. That's what it means. And these are the people who move very far. You know, if you're innovative, you can sit down and come up with policy. That's what I was thinking. And tell yourself, we want, as the PCEA Membley, we want to come up with a policy. And this policy we want to come up with, hatutakuja hapa tuseme sasa tunaenda children home. And now, why do you think we need a written document for reference in future? If other people come, because hakutakuwa youth, siku ingine mtakuja mkue kama sisi tuende huko. Wale wana youth watarudi hapa, it is going to be continuous. Otherwise, ukikataa kuidocument, hata tuende hata mara 20, and then muondoke, hao wengine itakufia hapo because hawajui. But once you document it, you act on it. That's being innovative. See me well. So I am expecting to see and hear that. And this is not the youth coordinator to be with you people who need to do it. Then, number 4. Yes, a clever person who is not complicated. You know, when you're working, and even now I'm in an institution where I deal with employees, kila mtu anataka ule a clever person. Usicomplain, please, where you are today. No, in the heart of myself, I would want someone who is very clever and who voluntarily do it. And you cannot, you're not, hakuna mtu, I mean, who is, when you go to university and you go through an interview and you start working, don't tell me you're West Mjikapanda, you're disagree. Everybody is clever at their own time, especially if you're in that position. Sawa sawa. What you only need to do is, of course, put effort. Don't go in comfort zone. Unajua kuna watu wanapatanga jambo anasema mimi nilipata sasa acha tu nifanye nilipoenda bana. You know, punishing your career. Because by the time you leave there, because you know what will happen? You'll be complaining all the time. Boss amepatiana kazi. Lakini si unataka kukaa ule atachukua hiyo kazi. Watu does. Watu wanafanya hizi vitu zote. Then you go very far. Because ataelewa kila kitu. Si lazima huo unafanya kitu ndio ulipwe. That mentality, let's make it out. Na ndio utakuwa clever. And then you're going to be successful in marketing yourself. Automatically your boss will call you because I know the moment I give you an assignment, you deliver on it. Do you think I'm going to give someone who will not deliver on it? Even me, I have my boss who want me to deliver. So you know the push comes from up to me, to you. So of course, if you can be able to deliver on that pressure, wewe ndio nitafanya nini? Nitapatia. Kwa hivyo usiseme mkubwa anapendekeza mwingine na mwingine hampatie. It depends on my own assessment. Sawa sawa. So market yourself very, very well. Then great customer service. Kuna mtu utaenda upate kwa institution. Hata hajui, hata ukimuuliza swali sure anakwambia. Hata even now where you're working, people tell me that section yenu wewe uko marketing. Hiyo section yenu ya production, una produce nini? Anakwambia mimi sijui ni juice, you know Bitco like now here wako na juice na hizo. Unaulizwa hii Bitco ya hapa na uko ya Thika. Bitco ya hapa na you stay here in Roiro by the way to make the matters worse. Unaishi hapa Roiro na hii Bitco iko hapo tatu. Unaulizwa what do you produce there? Na sasa unaendaga Thika. Unasema mimi najua hapa ni nini, anga sijui ni nini. I mean, no, sure. What are you telling that person? And you're working there. No, let me tell you a second. When you ask a question about an institution and you don't want to answer it, you can just tell them, just give me a few minutes. You just make yourself a bit busy, then go refer. Come give an answer and say, there's a question you asked, I finished what I was doing. There's a question you were asking me. Now, with confidence you talk about. You can even call your colleague and ask them, what do you do? They will tell you. Senior. And then come and tell them, this is what happens. Yesterday I went somewhere parking, and we were with some people in Kiambu town. And of course, we were Kiambu. And wakaniuliza, hii parking fee, Kiambu utafunguliwa gari. Hii parking fee, tunalipanga hadi Kiambu. They are from Murang'a County, we are working together. So wakaniuliza, do you want to tell me? I would have told them I don't know. I went to car and I told them, first of all, let me remove something here. Then I called mtu wa hapa na kununua nyama. I buy nyama in Ruiru. Nikamuuliza, by the way, ile package nikakuja nikawaambia. Do you think they knew I didn't know? I didn't know. But do not be quick. There are people who do not want to get bothered. And this is what we are looking for. We want you to look for someone who customer service yake ni poa. Si ni kweli? Na ya mwisho? Yes, I've said about money here. Do not do anything because of money all the time. And he knows. They were even saying that I do not get someone to come and do these sessions. They are quite involving. Preparing this presentation is quite involving, but you don't do it for money. I'm doing it to just see we have successful youth members of PCEA. I know my colleague, if I ask them to come, they'll ask an amount of money that will not be affordable. And you will end up not having it. We have people in the church who have that, and they do not want to do that. Please, going forward, do not be that type of a person. Si ni kweli? Mpaka hapo tumeagree. Tuna swali. Haya. Then we have that for yourself. And this one I say, every skill someone lists on there is a personal core competence. And chances are good that when you identify a job application with personal core competences, matching your organizational goal, you will move them to the top of the list. So meona ya kwanza, how many of us dance planning? We're starting it now. You should thank the youth coordinator and the elders for doing it. This is what we started planning. Meanza, si ni kweli? Then, watu wako na hii. How many have that? Organizational skills. And what are they? Hiyo ni nini? Hiyo ni mnyama gani? Yeah, if I'm left to organize this training, for today. There's logistics for water, there's logistics for sitting, there's logistics for cooking, there's logistics for the projector, you know. How many of us have all that? Or we have them and you sit with them? Please ensure you execute with them. And this is why long ago when you used to be you would find yourself come to church a day like today and tell ourselves, and this is where again the uniqueness coming. As much as we have caretakers, we also going to be blessed to look at the house of the Lord. Because most of the time we clean our bedroom on Saturdays. Huku chini, na wapi, na wapi, na wapi. Si hata hiyo siku mseme hiyo bedroom yetu ni kanisa, one Saturday. Let meet there and clean the church with the person who is cleaning it. And when the elders come and they find it is, you know, and we have to have someone who is organizing that, who has that skill to do that. Leadership and personal management. This is very difficult. Leadership is not easy. Of course, leading people is I think it's because I've been with the human resource, is the difficult thing that you can have. But leadership, yourself as a leader, yeah? A leader is a doer. Si ukae unasema fanya hivyo, that is not a leader. Sawa sawa, that's a manager. And we say we do not want managers anymore. And that's what you find in most institutions, tunatoa jina managers. We are really like specialized and we're calling them different names. Because we do not want a manager who says, Osha pale, fanya hivi. I should also come in hands and say, I want these chairs to be like this. I'm also assisting. Sina simama nakwambia weka hapo ukiweka kubaya rudisha hivi. You can see. And this is what we say in leadership and personal management. How do you manage other team members that you have? Especially the ones who are not here. Ama, the readers who are here, thank you so much. You have done quite a good job. I've seen what was sent to me in terms of the question we asked. And keep it up. That, unaona hiyo group umeanza. Hivyo umeianza kutembea na ishikirie. That is, I can tell you that is a learning point for you. And it is going to take you far. Hiyo kucoordinate watu unakuja, umefika wapi? Nipatieni hizo, that one, it will take you far. Then we have the project management. Hiyo ndio nimesema to document. What do you want to do? Yeah? Unataka kufanya nini? Is you. Please, can you come up with someone? Then inataka mtu attention to details. Unajua kuna watu who are distracted completely. You know, umeona WhatsApp. Ushaona mtu amerusha kitu hapo. Ushaona unacheka. Hata wewe labda umeona, hata tuseme sisi. Hata tuseme mtu sisi ndio tuko hapa. Have you ever thrown a message? And then you're like, wewe ulikuwa unatumia nani? Wewe unatumia girlfriend message, unatumia mama yako. Atasoma anashika wewe. Huu ni nini anaandika? Na hujaangalia, by the way, attention to details is very critical. Hata ulipotuma, you need to go back to see if it was delivered. Sivyo? Ukasema ameiona, ataona baadaye. By the time you leave it, already you receive a call from your mom. You unachukua na nini unachukua? What is this that I said? That is called attention to details. And when you go to institution, when you're doing an email, please read it properly. One of the things that mess people is email. Unaenda pale, email imeandikwa to all. Yeah? Unapata inafaa ijibiwe mtu mmoja. Ama unajibu manager wako, you know, and everybody is there. Please don't do that. That actually a manager does. Because utarudisha na ukali, and then si kila mtu ataona. Already what the manager is saying seems pretty bad. So please, especially something to be written, attention to details is very critical. Innovative to lisema, hiyo nafikiria we already aware of. We have the skill dominating separating work, the technical. Nilisema maneno ya technical. I said if the youth coordinator will allow us another time, we'll talk about performance management, and I'm going to, the person, even if it's not me, the technical bit, we will come expound it. And of course, take your career, and from there we say, this is your target. Because in most of the time, company inakuuliza target yako, and then the mission. If you go to any interview, and you tell any, the panelist, you understand target, your target and the measure. You need to know. Then some of the most in-demand skills, like now the computing, mobile development na kuna vitu zingine inaendana. Sasa kuna mtu atakwambia anajua computer, utamwambia kufanyia document. I don't know how many of us know we've done project. The document is supposed to what is that document supposed to have? Document yenye tunaandika. Can someone stand up and tell us? At least we want to compare this. Anyone? Yes. You tell me how a document is supposed to be. When you're preparing a document, these are things that we normally, when you go and you know the computer, we have IT people here. You can want to IT? IT wako wapi? Haya. Tell us about the document. Because I know most of the time when I used to juggle with the document, I used to find the IT people to support us.
Let me begin by asking what form of document? Because now there are many documents.
Be it a letter, be it a report, just any document in a page.
I don't know if it is correct, but I believe there has to be date, there has to be an introduction, that is who is writing the document and to who are you writing the document. There are said dates and of course the content. A formal document must have a signature. That's something I would like everyone to know, even if it's that you have to sign. Yeah, that's what I can say.
Here are all correct. All answers we have here are correct. That's very true about a document, and one of the things that I'll look for when I am looking at your CV. I didn't want to come with CV. I have so many, but it's not good to come with people's CV and show them up. But when a document mwenyewe unaangalia unashangaa. Number one, kuna ile tunarai. Si kweli? Unapata majeni moja ni kubwa, hii ingine ni kubwa. Which is supposed to be small and which is supposed to be big? So you understand where I'm coming from? And then from up to down, that document is aligned properly. That's what we're looking for here. And now, when we come to font, we have put one font. Utapata mtu, tunakimbianga kugogo kule, tunatoa document hapo, iliandikwa na Toroma, and then you go fix it in a document. Now you want to type because the Microsoft, if I'm not wrong, the default is Arial. Haya, unakuja unafomati ingine. Kwa hivyo, if the document unapata tuko na font gapi in it, and they can be seen when you print. Even when you send me in soft, that is even worse. I will automatically know which one is which. In printing I might not, but in soft I will see it. So that's what we're looking for here. That's what we're looking for here. So ensure that is something I've just told you and the neatness of that document. Neatness. Sasa nikwambie kama mwingine kako pale kona na karijakuwa line, unakaona kwa paper si tuna printing, you know we learn through mistake, but today we are correcting that. Si ni kweli? Kako pale kwa kona, kako mahali pale kana hang. And then even spacing, mwingine ni double, mwingine ni 1.5, mwingine hata haieleweki, because in the font we are supposed to put 0 when you go to the paragraph and you're setting. So I think this is a skill in the computer. I don't know, you can request now innovation. We need the project now. That's also another project. We need to have people practically come show us what I'm talking about. So, then we have the online courses. Please take the online courses, the short ones. Do not wait for the company to just take you. There's nothing as good as you going to your career. For instance, in the human resource, we have something we registered in IHLM. We already registered. Go online. Have that certificate you're required to have. Studio, casino, accounting, we have that. The environmental people, we have something they do with skilled and they're given a certificate. So you can get a certificate. Apart from the institution one from Kenyatta University, please don't bring one. That one is the only one you're taking. How have you been innovative to go and look for other training courses in your career? And that is what we are saying. Then the business awareness, this is not much. Let me not talk about the business, although I said we're in the church. And it is important to be aware of your business. Do not be in your office. Mimi ni HR, nikikuja kazi yangu ni kuajiri, files za wafanyikazi ziko pale, nini iko pale, hiyo iko pale. I do not know what production does. It is very important when the production ndio wanafanya nini. It is also very important if that company is bigger than there, know who head office wanafanya nini. You're in the Kenya Commercial Bank in Rural branch. Do we have an office in Kenya Commercial Bank? Do they have a branch? Do they have a branch in Kenya Commercial Bank? Do they have a head office whereby things are done centralized? Do they? And the question is, if they do Kenco? Yes, they do. That's why I mentioned a simple one, Kenco. National Bank, do we have the head office anywhere? National Bank, they have a very big building in town. Equity, do they? Ama tu mimi naendaka Equity natoa pesa. Ukiniuliza maneno ya Equity ni hapo, mimi najua Equity hilo na line huko. Tunapiga line. Ukienda saa 2 line imefika huko, imevuka barabara. Hiyo tu ndio najua. Unafanya nini? Naenda kwa cashier kumpatia pesa, then you come, you employed there. And then in the interview you ask the question I'm asking. Of course, if I'm the interviewer, I'll ask you, do you have a branch? And what did you know about the company? Unapata mtu amekuja interview hajui. Ali-apply interview lakini unaulizo very simple na iko. Watu wote wameweka kwa web kampuni zao. Umeona, tell us one thing that Equity does. Don't tell me to try because they already sued. Because of misusing it. Again, do not also, when you're doing policy, do not policy yourself to something that will also compromise the church in legality. Sawa. You also do the legal and all that. And that's why when you're coming with it, it must be developed by you, given to the expert, and it must be owned by you. Sawa. Haya. Hii ndio tunataka ujue. Senior finance, communication, project, businessman, leadership. Ujue ni nani? Do you know there are people you can ask them who their leaders are hawajui? Unamuuliza CEO wa hiyo kampuni ni gani? CEO wa Kenya Commercial Bank ni nani? Nani anapa Equity? Wacha niseme Equity ndio tunaenda huko. Ni nani? Pole kapiga ndio bana, pole kaprisa and went to politics. Umeenda Equity. Yes, you see we're struggling, and I'm sure most of us has account there. Sawa. So please let us. I'm just now telling you, do not go for interview, and especially if you've given and you know the company line, who is even their CEO. That one will come. If you're invited for an interview in Marsabit by Equity, you say, Marsabit, hiyo swali lazima itakuja. I can tell you for sure. That will come up. We take time to take through our customers. Do we? Ama mwana yule akikuja hapa anakaa pale nyuma, hakuna mtu anamsalimia habari, hakuna mtu hata pale. Now going forward, I'm imagining I should get a desk there. I've ever come here. When you find a new face, so hi, how are you, Karibu? I've come to the youth service, just kusema kama tuna mgeni. Sasa mgeni anakaa hapo, anako hapo tu. Mgeni anakaa hapo, hana maneno mingi. It is good to be recognized. And when you go, you feel the warmth of the place. Najua hiyo hatufanya. Ama tunasema customer, sisi tunaenda kununua mafuta. Do we have customers in church? In a setup of organization, do we have customers? Yes, we do. Thank you. We do. Because those new people who are coming in are our customers. We are customers. We have the stakeholders who are the elders, the parish minister, the presbytery, the stakeholders. Sawa. Even in an institution, when you go and you find someone has come in your organization, do not look at them as a threat, even if you know they're already a threat. Sawa. Look at them not like a threat. Show them all the ways. Ukienda lunch usimuache. Imagine unaenda. Do you know there are people who does that? Do you know how hurting that is? Have you ever gone in a situation like that? Umeenda mahali, hakuna mtu anashughulika, haujulikani, you're very frustrated. At the end of the day, you feel demotivated. Analysis, problem solving. Sijui tumekuwa na mashida. This is something that I was asking myself. How the PCEA Youth Membley be able to solve our problems? One of the things that we failed is because we do not analyze our problems. Sawa? Yes. Ukinipeleka hivi, sitauliza na kwa nini amenipeleka hivyo? Kwa nini huo mtu ananiongelesha hivyo? You've not asked yourself. Because the question is, me ananiongelesha vibaya, wewe anakuongelesha vizuri. The question I need to ask, why? See, that is, you analyze that problem. Yes, there's a problem because how gay power. So I want to analyze. Mimi anaongeleza na mimi. Why? Then from there you're able to solve the problem. But before you dig down and solve the problem, you will have messed because your problem solving skills are not there. They are almost there. Because can you solve a problem you have not analyzed? Nikiletoa case, for instance, someone, I must try to find out who is this. I mean, niambiwa wale walitusiana jana ama walipigana jana. Si nitajaribu kuuliza vile kunaendelea kuliendaje, nani alianza kuambia mwingine, kukaenda aje, kukafika aje. Then from there, when I'm listening to, and please do not make a judgment on one side story. Please, two side story, and do not bring them together before you listen to them. First, msikize, second, msikize, and then you decide kama you want to bring them together, waongee ukiwa. Sawa. Because again, unajua kuna wakati nitakwambia uongo. Sasa wewe unataka kuja watapigana hapo utawezana. You will not be able to do it. And this is the analysis I'm talking about before you solve. Sawa. This is also a skill. A quick thinking and learning. Yeah, I know from here, we'll have this session done by you to other youth members. Because you will have umeshika kitu. And of course we are learning. That is also a skill. There are people ukiwauliza kama preaching, wale nimesema wapendi. Tunaulizwa ilikuwa fast gani na youth code. Hata me to be sincere, I was not remembering and I had that fast. So I'm not saying we are slow in thinking, but it's something we need to think about. Sidio? Teamwork, very critical. How many of us are teamwork here? Teamwork, ni wagani? Ama teamwork, sidio? But teamwork isiwe ni wale tunawezana. Sidio? When we come to church, please as a team player, identify those talent that you find here who need to be nurtured to come up and put in your team. We are not saying in the church is not social team. We are not talking about, even at workplace, please, social team would not look at them there. Social life ni huko nje. Hiyo decide who you want to. But remember again, show me your friend and I tell you who you are. Then we normally say, ukitembea na fools watano, the sixth one, whoever, and you are? Yes, you better say it, because it's the same. Yeah, walk with 5 fools, and the sixth one probably is you, and you're going to be. But if you walk with bright people, the seventh one, it happens to you bright. Because we normally say you cannot be in standard 1. That's why we do exam, we go to class 2. See, class 2 in a competition. Si unagongwa. Kuna mtoto mwingine alitoka shule nyingine akakuja shule yetu na alikuwa bright. Sasa mimi nakuwa namba 3. Si ni kweli? Haya, na nilikuwa namba 1. So siasi kushinda class 1 nikiimba I'm number 1. Lazima usonge. Challenge, you move. And then when you move, you go to class 2, then unatandikwa. You go to class 3, unajipata uko sasa utakuwa ukisema mimi ndio namba 1. Ama class 1 and 2 ulikuwa number 1. Ukifika class 3 uko number 5. Because kuna mwingine alitransfer hiyo, ama kuna mwingine hapo alijielewa akaamua akasema na mimi nitakuwa number 1. It's very competitive. If you look at number 1 up to 5, very competitive. So please, it is always good when you doing these things in team, you do it correctly. Sawa. Then communication, very key. How do we communicate? You know, at home, your mom would ask you, why so and so. Of course, ukitoka mahali kutoka umechaje. Unajua nitauliza, obviously nitauliza. Ulichelewa kwa nini? Na huko umeniambia. That is communication. Number 1, you didn't even communicate you're being late. Fine, you're late. Now I've asked you because you're not telling me. I want you to look there two answers. Mambo ya sasa ni complain kila wakati, hata nikikuja saa hii sasa unaanza kucomplain. Umeona? And then the other one will say, I'm sorry ma'am, I know I'm late. Can I explain what happened? Those are two communication from one answer, one question, but they are two different answers. So communication here is very critical, how you communicate. Kuna mtu unaweza mwambia, enda uambie so and so, awache kujanga na hiyo kaguo yake ni fupi. Ataenda mwambia, wewe sasa unavaa aje kama wale watu wako inanga. Hapo umeambiwa sasa. Look. And then mwingine atamwambia, come, this dress of yours is nice. But you know, hii ni vizuri uivalie at least ukienda wherever mahali ingine. Lakini you see, it's the communication. I want you to see it's the same thing, but the way it's communicated. So ask yourself when you're communicated, the language, the style, the method, and the purpose of the communication. Because of course, ukiniambia hivyo, do you think next time it will change? Itakuja hata na baa kuliko hiyo, ndio ni kuudhi. You see? Now there's no communication, hapa tuja communicate. So please let us be sure. Self-confidence. Mimi nataka you are Membley to self-confidence, seriously. That when even we go there in church, I want you to come up with one of the projects, telling our parents there what we are currently doing. Utasimama useme kile kitu unafanya. Si ni kweli? Yeah, you stand and say what exactly are you doing in the youth. Because I want us to have that self-confidence. And this one is also a skill. Because again, kuna mtu utamuita aende apeleke chai achome watu. Ama afuje rabo. Sasa hiyo ni hasara. Juu vile ameshake hata kufikisha already iko broken, iko kote maji na grass zote na kila kitu imemwagika. Kuulizwa tu swali hata hapa. Hakuna mtu alikuwa na basi ndio. We need that. The same, we need people who, when even criticized, you say, fine, I will handle it. Because I know I've been criticized with the reason. By the way, anything that happens to you, you will be happy when you realize it has a reason. Ask yourself, what the reason? Kwa nini huyo mtu aliniambia hivi? Kwa nini so and so? Let me tell you, you can't just hate me by looking at me. Like, wewe sijakuona sana, siwezi kuchukia wewe. Why should I? So of course, by the time I'm saying I do not like you, there are reasons I have. They might not be correct. But there are reasons. Sawa. Na ndio maana tunaona hata tukicriticize we need to be very calm and take it positively. Judgment and decision making. Kuna wengine hata akikuona ukipita hivyo. And even the workplace where you used to be, utasikia mtu anakuambia, huyo nani wewe amepita. Huyo kiherehere wewe amepita. Not a judgment. Why kiherehere? If you stand and ask them, what do you think you're calling them that? It's just a judgment. So this is also when you're making the right judgment, and that can be made and decision making by someone who is positive. Please, when you're making a decision, if you go to institution because you're going to grow and be managers, please do something that you will not want to find. Even here, when you're making any judgment or you're doing something or you're saying something about someone, consider that before utter okay. Just as you say, choice has consequences. Before utter ufungue mdomo useme kitu. Sema, would I want to be done? How will I feel? Consider yourself. before you do it. And this one is going to be, you're going to be making very sound judgment. And you're going to be making the right decision. Research and investigating, I'm just saying, please, if you heard of something, sikia kwa hii side na hii side. Hata kama huyu ni rafiki yako, sema wewe si rafiki yangu anymore. I want to hear from the other side. And please tell them you want to hear. Isikue sasa tena ukikuja kuwakalisha wanasema, "Nienda kuona huyo huku niambia no, just be open." And that's why some of us have survived. I'll be open to you, I'll tell you, I am going to talk to so and so. Then when you talk to them, consider bringing them together. But remember, if you do not tell them and they realize you talk, watasema singienda kunisengenya. Sasa unataka kuja, anger. Because that is human and we are human. So we need to do that. When you are researching and investigating, that is also a skill. We need to know who is this that can do it. Because as I said, micro skills are more or less in personal attribute. And also at workplace, for instance, your introduction. Na tuseme mafuta imetoka batu. Tushaona hata magari they were recalled. Which car was recalled recently? There's a car that was it Toyota? There's a car that was recalled recently. Now can you imagine the factory fault? And probably somebody knew. So when they recall them, they are going to do research because it's a serious thing. And it's the same thing. Don't say, "Hii kidogo si serious kama hii." Hakuna kitu serious. Do you know why we are committing suicide? It's because we are saying some of these things, we are saying social life is small. Then unapata mtu anajua, is that serious? When someone lose their life and you knew and you could have helped them and you didn't help, you have yourself to break the rest of your life. Please do not look for someone to go, and especially as we are Christians, we need to be careful. Sawa sawa. And help. Usiseme hiyo ni kadogo. Kuna mtu kitu kidogo ndio kubwa sana kwako, hata halali. Kuna mtu mwingine amezoea, some of us who went to social media and went to HR, probably we have, we go getters, we are fearless living. There are people who are not fearless living. By the time I got there, I went through so much. So I don't think there is anything that I'll go through that I think I've got so much. Sawa sawa. But remember, kuna mwingine anaanza. Kwa hivyo hiyo kadogo, I don't consider it, kidogo kwako. I will always consider it big. And that's what we find when we don't do this thing correctly. We find ourselves watu wanajinyonga. Uliambiwa akona boyfriend watatu, huyo moja, huyo mwingine. Sasa ya pili akikaa chini anajianalyze, anaona hapana, hapa wacha niendage nikiendanga, please. And when you find people discussing such a thing, tell them to stop. Let us find out. That is a leader now. It is not you now ule anaweka. Unajua kuna watu wengine wanapata information nao ni kuweka mafuta ya nini kama aje ya gari. Hiyo kwanza inatambaa. Sio hata vile inachoma ikimwagika. If there's something that we fear ni fuel ya gari inatambanga. Kuna mtu anatandisha hiyo maneno na hapo unaharibia mtu. And when you do investigation, of course, because our Gaga has seen in the police station, you find out it's you who did it. And of course, as Christians, you want to have everyone on board. Then planning and organizing. Kuna watu who plan to work. Wanaplan vizuri sana. Utamwambia plan. Hii tutakuwa na event, itakuwa hivi. We are now saying we started planning of these trainings. We want to improve them more. Even in future, we are going to have certificates. This is the first time we have it, and I can say it's successful because the number we have, you already enough to tell us, are we able to deliver on that or not? Not only me who will be coming, but I'll talk much of HR where I have experience because hakuna haja nikae na asili kweli. Hata nikimpatia, si mtaenda mkisaidie. So I will do that. But at the end of the day, we need people who are planning and organizing. The planning and organizing, we ensure we have the names. We're going to have the certificate. So that we again do not bring certificate for people who don't come. So we now going to move down to more. We are diving into more serious business in terms of training as we have started it. The first one is policy on it. Number two is now we have identified those things. I believe we are noting down, especially the leaders, so that we are going to use them. Results. Do we ever get result when we do all these things? Result. Tunaenda kuzipata. We check on the quality of the product. When we come here every Sunday and we are worshiping, we get our worshiping. We we engage ourselves in the preaching, we engage ourselves in the attendance, the attention, and all those things. Those ones who come in this one. And then you need to set high and achievable. Usijiwekee against standard iko huko. Hata mkijaribu kufikia ni kama sasa hapa uniambie nitoe kitu pale juu sitaweza, si kweli? Yes, make something that you can reach and be able to achieve it. Then ukiachieve hiyo unasonga. Hivyo ndio inaendaga, si ndio? Si mtoto anaenda kikua. So that's what you need to do. And of course, in the church, we're going to, and also in workplace, you will find yourself being very useful. Interpersonal effectiveness. Watu wangapi wana influence wengine behavior zao, and they can encourage others. How many of us feel that there are people who look at us and say, sasa ule, me I wish I can, be able to, how many? So this is also something that we need to think about. If I call for a meeting today, how many people will come? If I call for a meeting today, how many people will make it? When we do not have numbers in the church, especially the youth, it's all of us. It's not only the youth coordinator and the officials, it's all of us. Because you have a neighbor, I believe. Si kila mtu ana neighbor. Wangapi wameleta hawa neighbors moja, wawili. Even, this is how it's done. Even at workplace, there are people who pull others to executing a role that is critical at that time. There are others who cannot. Is that true? Kuna mtu kwa kazi atawachwa ambiwe hii kazi ni urgent, pull others and ensure you deliver it. But masaa imeisha, unajua kuna wale wanasemanga mimi sitafanya masaa yangu bei. How are you a person who can be able to influence them to do it even if time is out? Are you? This is also something very important. Effectiveness you need to think about. Personal motivation. You set your personal goals which are achievable, and this I say it is also in the performance, clearly very detailed in performance management, but make them achievable. The energy, persistence and determination. Yeah? How you determine? Yes, I did my degree. I'm doing my graduate work because you're also looking in the technical institution we have. If we do not have a proper, who will do that work? Very critical in the society. If we hatuna mtu wa stima, ama hatuna mtu aliyetufikisia hizi, if she get off, would you have done this presentation? Then this projector ingekuwa already hayoni pale, si kweli? Kwa hivyo what you're saying here, we need those people. Haya, we look at the hairdressers. Let me tell you, the people who have done serious businesses with them and they succeeded among people who even have left their career, become a career. If we do not have them, nani atatengeza nywele zetu? Wewe ukienda saluni unaona sasa anaujanga nywele. You don't put them down. We need them, don't we? We need them in life who make our hairs. Can you make your hair? Utajinyoa. Ukienda kwa kinyozi, nipenda kama mtu ananyoa. Ni ule mtu ananyoa. Si kale kama mtu. Even your house manager, that lady who cleans your place. Please one day even wake up and tell her, please don't do it. I'll do it. Because value that person, because if she's not there, who will do it? So what I'm saying here, every role is critical, be it very small, be it big. Na ndio maana naileta kwani unaona. Wewe ule anachonelea, ule anatengeza gari, ile gari ukienda nayo kwake, ukatae kupata mechanic kitenda. So you need a mechanic. You need a mechanic for it to be delivered. Hata akikuja na hiyo nguo iko chafu, tafadhali muonge. Wacha kumwanga, kuna watu wanajifanya wanashika hivi. Itembei inasema hata utaki kujua ni mkuu wapi. That person is very critical. Please value them, because now that's what we say. Not all people who go to campus, but now all in all, when you go to a salon and you didn't go to college, enda ujue kutengeza makucha. Si ni kweli? Unajua kushuka. Canadian. Hii ina ujui. I'm using the list, now not the official one. Then enda ujue kutengeza. That another you're adding yourself and you're being motivated. Ukiona Mtu ameenda kazi na amekaa tu huko hapo tu. Ati what do you do? I'm in finance. Unamuuliza mwaka moja. Hiyo ingine unamuuliza na bado uko huko. Bado niko finance. Haya, miaka 2. I mean, do something. Bring to your manager whatever you achieve, and in that your manager will be able to help you. Flexible. Sijui kama kuna watu wanakuwa flexible. Flexible ni ukiambiwa, hiyo ndio nimesema. Acha tuanze ya nyumba ya house manager. Leo ndio unaosha vyombo. Are you flexible to do that? Bana mimi sioshi, yeye ndiye anaosha. Are we flexible? This is why I want to start the lowest. At workplace, are you flexible? Can you be transferred from one place to the other? Ama ukipelekwa ni wale wa kupiga makelele, you know now, be flexible. Hata kwa nyumba be flexible. Sawa sawa? Yes. Initiative, hii nimesema. Most of the times, lazima tuonyeshe. Na unajua si ati tujui. Kuna mtu hajui kuosha vyombo. Kuna mtu hajui kufagia. Kuna mtu hajui hata wanaume. Kuna mtu hajui kufagia, kuna mtu hajui. Kifagia kushika hii, you don't need to go to school. But utapata mtu anafagia anaacha hii na kuki hapa anaenda ile, hiyo sasa hiyo ni kukataa. Si ni kweli? So we here we are saying, let us, when we are told do it. Sawa. Do it. Anything that you do, do it. That's the last one, key competencies. Before we break up, because there's an exercise I want us to do, and there's something we need to measure. In the meantime, as we go to the exercise, we have some sweets here, and we have some biscuit. So kuna mtu ana swali kama kuna mtu aniongezea kitu. Is it making sense? Are we getting something?
Yes.
So kuna mtu ana swali? So now I have I think we want the same color. We want a different color. I don't know how we're going to go about it. I want us to have an exercise, and this one I'll tell you once you finish what we'll be checking on that. Tunataka tubebe ball na kijiko na mayai, sijui nini niko, I don't know. Of course, I was imagining mayai ni ngumu sana, and then we're going to race and see the group that, of course, will take this one. See, always competition. So we talked about it here. Yes, there's always competition, and competition is very healthy. Because at the end of the day, that's how you're able to measure yourself and say, our group. And this all is about coordination. So when we give you, tutakupatia kijiko na hiyo ball. Sindio? Wewe sasa na leader wako, hapa ndio leader sasa kazi iko, na timu wako iko bado hapo. Sindio? Because utaenda na hiyo kijiko, the other one who decide, aende peke yake. The other one who decide, enda kidogo. Ukifika upatie mwingine, enda kidogo hivyo sijui. I don't know. And that, we also want to see the planning, how you plan. Because again, remember, uwezi patia mtu kijiko kwa mdomo, huyu mwingine kwa kijiko. Kwa hivyo lazima uwe na kijiko. I mean, this all, I'm just giving you a hint, which I should have identified, but because it's the first training, so tunaenda tukijua. We start with the risk, and then we go. And these trainings, you see them in the institution, they will come. The way we just visit them. We just trying as much as possible to do them as we do them in the institution. So I can say this is quite a big advantage for you. So, sijui Carol, you can get for us the coordinator, the Mojiko, the boss, and the magic. Then in the meantime, we're gonna sweet up. Sawa sawa. Yeah, we in a break. Now start this. Go to your groups and start this. Are we ready? Are we ready?
Are you ready?
You can cheer your group. Yes. Wewe sasa ndio unajua. Hapo ndio nimesema. Hapo sasa execute. you think is your role now? You are in agriculture and you have done growing. So you know this is where the HR doesn't come. This is not the technical bit of it. We are now in the technical bit of it. But nataka ishikwe na mdomo. Si hivyo umeshika. Kijiko. Good. Good. Hivyo ndio namaanisha. Atakumbia kama wewe una ama. However. When we are ready, let us know so that we can keep up. When we are ready. No, wanaenda wote. The one wana ball ndio nataka wasimame kwa hii raid. Wale wako na ball. Haya, fanyeni hivyo. Kila wana ball waanze kuacha ama wakuje hapa. Are you cheering from behind? You cheer from the side. Hawezi enda hivi. Umeshika hivi. Hapana. If you're here, your ball sitaki anguke. I want you as much as keen to details. Nataka ifike mwisho kama haijaondoka. That's how tough keen to detail is. Sawa sawa. Kuna timer. Ama point ni bora ifike. Bora ule atakuwa kwanza sio wanawili. Umeshika? Ile inaitwa nani mwingine hapa? Karibia. Dogo chini. Karibia picha ile. Haya, then you cheer your people. You want to see how your group is performing in this one, eh? What now, as a leader, now tunataka kuona wale umefunga. Points amefanya excellent. I think that is the who is recording the max? Max recording. Walisema you have to be creating. You have to be creating. Number 3. Kid, you are dead. Are we ready? Get! Give me a!
Silva yangu iko na jojo yangu.
Haya, iko na Big G. Nenda bila. Sasa tumemweka bila. Weka bila hiyo. Weka na kijiko peke yake. Weka kisu iwekwe bila. Haya, you coordinator kwa hapo ndio unaangalia. Haya, starting when you are ready, you let me know. Haya.
Endeni kwa nini? Kwa line. Hebu confirmini ya Silva. Tuambie Silva.
Hapa tu extend na timu nyingine. Hapana. Kama iko na jojo utajua. Are we ready? Hey. Haya. 3 2 1. We can reshift.
Lakini mnajua ile there's something. Give us another one.
We can ask you open.
Give me another.
Hao wameangusha. Hao wameangusha.
Hakuna kumonda ball.
Make sure the ball is round.
Ile ball kidogo.
Hao
ndio wajanja.
Mimi nafanya nini?
Haya, we do it, eh?
Yes.
Haya. It's okay. What have you learned from that exercise? Unique. Yes. What have you learned from that exercise?
But they are basic questions.
So among those who apply, who is coming? So it's the first person.
Can I have a seat, please?
Yes, we can have a seat.
Thank you.
So the first question welcome, first and foremost. You feel welcome at this interview.
Thank you.
It will not be easy. So the first question is, who are you? What's your name?
My name is Tracy Njoki.
Okay, tell me more about yourself.
As I've said, my name is Tracy Njoki. I'm a student at Kenyatta University, and I'm very much glad to have this opportunity for the interview. I'm 23 years old. I come from a family of 5. Thank you.
Please tell us about your background according to this position, where you've worked, your experiences.
As you've gone through my documents, that is the CV, you have seen that I have the skills of being a wonderful cook in this organization. One, I'm very much organized, I'm very much prepared, so everything that is needed there, it will be available on time, so that nothing will lag behind in case I'm on duty or not. Thank you.
Thank you, Tracy. Now that in our institution we have different departments, we have the school, we have the church. Can you tell us how you run yourself? At times you need to be in school, at other times there are some meetings. How can you run your work?
One, I'm very much organized. So, and I believe when those meetings are being called and I know that I'm on duty at this time, I'll be arranging myself so that I'll be available at all times when needed. So when I'm needed in the kitchen, I'll be available. When needed in the meeting, I'll be available.
Okay, do you bring any documentations?
Yeah.
Okay, I've seen everything is here. Apart from what is in your CV, can you speak English? Apart from what languages do you know?
Apart from English, I can speak my mother tongue. I can speak Japanese and Korea. Thank you.
Wonderful. So that was personality questions. We are going to move into technicalities. Now, having known this chef position, you know you're supposed to cook. So what can you cook?
I can cook from simple meals to very complicated meals, starting from the vegetables. I can cook pilau, I can cook chapatis, ugali, the simple ones, and even the higher ones that require much more technical combinations of ingredients.
Can you prepare pizza?
Yes, I can.
Good, I'm impressed.
Okay. So for me, I'm going to ask you about your experience. First, tell me about your experiences in different establishments that where you've worked.
As a cook, I started at home. My mother teaching me, definitely, as we do here in Africa. Then I've worked in a high school called Njoro Girls as a cook there for 3 years, and here I am looking for another opportunity in this organization.
Okay. And why did you choose our company?
One, it It is because now that I was working in Joro Girls, I used to stay there, but now I've moved to Nairobi and there was this opportunity. So I saw myself fit for that opportunity here, which is close by to where I'm staying.
Thank you. Now that you are applying a Christian-based institution, one, how do you relate to the matters of faith? Two, how well are you advanced with the procedures, the protocols of the church?
One, since I was born, or since I've been brought up in a Christian family, I've been taught ways of the Presbyterian Church since I was very young. So I have a rough idea of what is required. And since I've been here at PCEA Membley, I've joined myself in groups such as the youth, and I've also joined myself in Gedongore East District, where I fellowship with the members there. So I'm very much versed in the ways of the church, which I know won't affect my job opportunity as a cook here. But again, it will be an opportunity for myself to grow. Yeah, thank you.
How well do you know your church?
I know it very well since I've been brought up there. I've been baptized there, I've been confirmed there, and I share the table of the Lord there. So I know, and I'm sure and I'm confident in myself that I know very well about the church.
When were you confirmed?
It was around 2010. I can't really remember the date.
Okay, how many courts do this church have? How many courts? Yes, you have said that you know your church, and this church is ruled with some courts. How many courts do you have in the Presbyterian Church? Thank you.
In 3 years to come, where do you plan to take our company?
Working as a cook, I look for any niche where I can develop myself, not only myself, but the other members of the team, where I'll be working together with them as a cook there and as a member of the church. So whenever there is a problem, I'll be there to make sure that because I have problem-solving skills, I'll make sure that the problems are solved and come up with different projects that I'll make sure that I see them through until even much more than 3 years.
Can you give us a minute?
Thank you.
What is your salary expectation?
At least than 10,000 in a month.
Negotiable.
20,000 a month.
Thank you. As we conclude this, do you feel that you have something else you'd like this panel to know about yourself? Anything to comment?
First of all, I'd like to thank you very much for the opportunity of having this interview. Thank you very much. The questions were not that much easy, but I thank God, and I believe I'll have that opportunity to work with you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Wish you the very best. In 2 weeks' time, you will get the results. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
I want to hear the insight from all of us. What do you think about the process? What do you think about first the candidate? For me, number one, the confidence. Yes, the confidence, and of course, trying to get answers that, because I need not the chair, but you have to the creativity in it. Also, to me, that is in another level, and that is key we just talked about just now. What else have you noted? The consistent. These are the things I need you to note as we move on, because these are the things that will guide us in terms of when we form the panel, like they have formed themselves as the panel there. And of course, I'm not saying that they're not bad panel, because as I say, you will go in an institution. This is something you need to have and grab, because you will be called in a panel and your views will be taken in. When you call yourself Muliitana Mwanzo, you are planning and strategizing the questions you're going to ask. You'll be called in a panel and your input will be critical to whatever question that will be answered. So thank you so much. That was very good. That was very good. You see how we can be confident? I'm already happy with what we are already achieving. We are very confident and we've learned quite a lot. So to start with, I think we have another one who wants to go. Carol, can you tell us next?
So because of time, now that we've had a lady, let's have a gentleman and then Madam Rosa Tamalizia, isn't it? Yes, so who or Moses? Karibu.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. What's your name? My name is Moses Lumbi. Moses Lumbi, yeah. So what are you applying for? I'm applying for a check at your institution. We apologize, but we don't have chair vacancies. So maybe you can try. What other vacancies do you have? We have a driver vacancy. Welcome. Thank you. May I have a seat? Yes, you can have a seat. Thank you.
Moses, tell us about yourself.
My name is Moses Ndumbi. I'm a student at Speaker Technical and currently pursuing at Topaz Driving School for driving lessons and coming here for such a job for driving.
Thank you. Moses, what is it that has been ever a bad and a difficult experience in your life? And how did you do it?
I mean, challenging situations in life. I've never had a challenging situation.
What are your strengths and weaknesses?
My strengths are
My standard. Currently, what I'm pursuing, according to my course, my standard in electrical engineering, and my witness. I don't have a witness.
You're correct. So he said everything is correct here.
So knowing this is a driving vacancy, driving position that you are applying to, and I want to believe you have a driving license, the relevant documents that are supposed to be there. So I have an instance I want you to solve for me. You're driving at 100 kilometers per hour, then all of a sudden there's a child there, and there's a child there who's just crossing, and there's a boat. Both of them are in front of you. So I want you to tell me what you're going to do. What should you hit first? Is it the boat or the child? What are you going to do?
First of all, you should gather yourself and don't panic, and try as much as possible not to hit it or both and search for an alternative situation with a suave, and just keep yourself together, don't panic. Thank you.
Okay, we have other branches. Are you able to relocate or work at any other position?
What do you mean by work?
Working conditions, I mean,
So currently we have all the drivers. We have a PCEA, but you have a branch at Kibo, Real Kibo. We have another school there. So she's asking if you are able to relocate to that place so that you can be able to work.
Yeah, it's fine. I am flexible to work at any place.
say you're pursuing or driving in Topaz, right? If we give you any road sign, just like we give you a text on the road, will you be able to answer all of them?
I can be able to answer most of the questions.
I have one in mind. From what I know, you have a certain number of kilometers that you should drive along that road. And in a two-way road, you have a certain number of kilometers that you should drive. So, respectively, can you tell me this number of kilometers?
At Thika Road, the maximum speed limit is 110 kilometers per hour. And on a two-way road, the maximum speed is 80 kilometers per hour.
Okay. If we grant you the job, what is your expectations in terms of salary, the starting salary?
My starting salary, I expect it, or rather, I'm expecting it to be a little bit higher than the previous salary. My current salary was 8,000 per month.
So what are you expecting?
About 10,000.
tukiendelea, si ni kweli? The other thing, the flexibility came up in there, and of course now expressing yourself. You can see now what that says, you need more exercise like this one to gain that confidence. So of course, definitely when you go for an interview, it will not be like it was today. So I think I need to finalize on this, and I have some questions for these guys, structured ones now. And he is the HR. This is the question number 1. Then when you ask, go to number 2, number 3, and then Sharek will go to the technical. This is how the interviews questions are structured in an institution. So the candidate who is coming is me, and why is because, yes. So of course, okay. So once you're ready, I will come. As you ask me to come, that's what I will do. When I'm explaining, you can always go through them. Yeah, because 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Because when you go to any institution, when you're coming up with the questionnaires, you have to rate them, isn't it? Yeah, because they needed to rate all of us. And of course now here we are running, we are not rating each other, but that is very important because that gives you the number 1, because you're different. You let 5, you find most of the times if you're fair, that is for fairness, you find he will give the same rate to the other one, to this one, hata ikiwachana ni kidogo tu. So can I come? The only thing I want you to build is confidence, please. If you go interview, you have no confidence, you're done. You have to really pray for it, even if you feel you panic. The other thing, carry with you, you see I'm holding this, something that distracts your mind, you stop concentrating so much. When you find some water, you can even get in and request them to give you some water.
Yes.
The next person, you're welcome.
Just a minute, I want to send the questions because I want you to ask me this one. Nataka mniulize the so question number 1 is the HR. And when I come in, just find out the candidate, he struggles getting you, make them relax. And then number 2 is getting the document. Before you get the document, don't interview anyone. If you go without document and you're chased away, something to let you know that is normal. Karen, you apply. You know, most of the time we assume, when you invited for interview, even if you apply, carry your original document. Because since the document that on internet is your copies. But on that interview day, please do not go without your documents. All of them, all supporting original. And then get a folder. Put them nicely in a folder. Sidio? Wale wakipata, because when I give them my document, I expect them to pass. Because one of them must concentrate to listen what I'm saying, as the others look at the document if they are correct. You understand? So all the time, carry your original document. And your folder is not so much. Hata kama utasema utanyima ranch one day and say I can buy, I think it should be about 200 that folder, right? Then you put your document nicely there. The ones that need to be laminated, but remember, don't laminate all documents because they have a seal. The documents inakuanga na seal. Especially even nimeona birth certificate, don't laminate it. Sawa sawa? Umepata? leave that the way it is, just ask the way it is. In most of the time, that's what we find, and that is where we find ourselves juggling in the interviews. Because you find they are kind of like structured. The first question, they come in personal attribute, which is key. And remember, that is when we did the competencies. And we want to hear the competencies that you want to give us. So can I come?
Yes, please. You're so much welcome.
Proceed. Thank you.
Welcome to our company, the interview today. Please tell us your name.
My name is Arut Momo. I am glad to be here today, and I'll start by my educational background. I started my primary school, I went to high school, after high school I joined university where I pursued my degree. Not this time, remember you say your degree. I pursued my degree, and after that, during my university tenure, I had an opportunity to do corporate social responsibility with a group of a team who were in the group I was in the university. We went to visit a children's home, name it, and this is what we did. And I think it has been a continuous thing. We've been doing it to date. Then after university, I joined an institution, as blah, blah, blah. And then I was able to execute my roles well. And after 2 years of working in the institution, I managed to get skills that they enabled me move up to the position in terms of promotion. And during the working time, I've also enrolled myself in master's degree, which I am completing. I am now in the project, and I'm completing it in 2 weeks' time, and I'll be graduating in this month.
That is so impressive. My next question, I was to ask you, tell us more about yourself. You've already explained that. So on to my next question. What are your two great weaknesses and strengths?
My two great weaknesses, strength. I'll start with strength. And one of the strengths is I can be able to organize and plan a team well, and we able to execute our goals as a team goal. And number two, I'm also able to problem solving. I'm able to listen to parties and able to solve their problems. My weakness is that I'm not patient. I will push you so hard. And sometimes, of course, I'm pushing because of the pressure I have, but now at the end of the day, it can be a strength and a weakness. My other weakness is that I can overwork myself. I can find myself working even odd hours, and which affect my social life. You find your social life is taken by your work life. Thank you.
What is your preferred work environment?
My preferred work environment is a safe working environment, conducive working environment, friendly working environment. I would want to work in an environment where I would wake up every day and want to go work there, because I know I already love the people I'm working with. The work environment is well taken care of, is safe, environment is safe.
How would your friends describe you?
My friend described me as one person who can deliver on goals through thick and thin. And the other thing, they also can describe me, they can say I am a go-getter, and I can do anything to ensure that I achieve what I'm required to achieve at all times. And the other thing they would say about me is that I am a policy maker and I would want to follow them at any given time.
Okay, Helen.
Hi.
When you talk about problem solving, I have a question for you. Tell us about a time when you were in conflict with a coworker and what did you do to solve it?
When you're working in any environment as co-workers, this is very common. And it happened one day that we were given some roles to execute with a team, but one of the co-workers decided not to deliver on it. And when I asked them why they're not doing it, they said they're not doing it because they are not paid to do it, and that work needed to be done by the people who will get the money. And I think out of that we started exchanging words, and we had a conflict, and which we were not able to solve because we couldn't agree. I tried, we agreed, but we didn't agree. And at that particular time, I decided to approach my supervisor so that he could assist me to solve the conflict. And I think our supervisor called us. We were sat down, we expressed ourselves, and he was able to solve the conflict between us, and we are able now to understand each other better. And going forward, we were able now to work as a team once again.
Alright. Okay, another question. What constructive criticism have you ever received in the past that surprised you the most?
One major one is when people would imagine that you favoring people when you're recruiting, and you getting people, for instance, from where you fellowship. And the question will come in, and of course, why is that so happening? So one of it is unfair recruitment, and the other one is, of course, unfair assigning duties, because you will hear them say about the assigning of the duties. And to that, to ensure that I overcome it, I documented the recruitment procedure, which I communicated to the stakeholders, and also accuracy, which to date is being used. So that is now a gone case.
Okay, what did you learn from this?
I learned to be innovative. You do not be innovative. And number two, I also learned to be proactive in future than to be reactive. And why I say that is because I should have done the policies before that issue come up, and then I start reacting to make the policy. So I also learned to be proactive in future.
Alright. Tell us about a time when you had to get employees with different viewpoints for the same level of understanding.
Yes, this time we had a program that was being installed in the Human Resource Department. And of course, you know, in all the time when the system come in, a change is always resisted. But the program was to come help us be efficient. And we had the payroll team saying, no, we cannot implement it because it's so complicated, it's taking a lot of time. So what I did, I ensured before we got the program, we documented the process that we needed. We called as many meetings as possible, and I ensured they owned the process than myself taking to them. Once they owned it, they realized they owned the process by brainstorming meetings. I was able to pull them together, and at the result we came up with all of us what we agreed, as each person ideas were incorporated.
Alright. If you report to multiple people, how do you prioritize your work?
How I'll do that is I know I'll find mails from different managers every morning, and how I'll do that, I will delegate some of the duties which are not sensitive. For instance, if I have a payroll thing to do, and I find it's a bit confidential, I will not delegate. But if I have policy to do, I can delegate my team.
Okay. Share an effective approach to working with a large amount of information or data. How was your approach affected your company?
When you're working with a large amount of data that is not put together, what you need to do is first you need to do the analysis, strategize first, analyze, so that you can get to know which system you need to use for specific data. And in that way, you'll be able to, of course, get the right data in the right place. And that way, your output, your input will be nice, and your output will match. Your input and your output will be good to match.
Hi.
Hi.
My name's Mr. Adams, part of the panel. So we're going to major into finance. Tell us how you would go about in setting up an account office.
How I set up an account office? Number one, I will get a place that is very less noisy, because finance need concentration, is about figures. Number two, I will come up with a system, either that Sage or any other system that finance can do. And then I will also ensure that they have all the tool of trade, including the laptop, the printing, and all those kind of things. I will ensure that they have the tool of trade to be able to execute their role well.
Thank you. What is your experience working with accounting software? Which one in particular?
The experience, I would say, working with the software is, one, it is very effective. Number two, you can't tamper with it, because it's not something that you are in control with, because it is controlled from somewhere else. So the input that you give, nobody is going to delete or do funny things in it. So it is going to give you accurate, and it's, of course, will reduce theft issues, all errors of commission, that is going to be taken care of. So my experience is that it delivers in good time. And the other thing is the report that I get from the to give out, because anytime you come, you switch on a system, it will give all the reports that are required. So I'll not give the whole report as before, like you go to Excel, but this one I should be able to give the HR their report, finance their report, production their report. So I'm able to define the report and give report as per the sections.
Thank you. Tell us about a time you were up against a strict deadline and how you handled the same.
Yes, on the payroll, how I handled it is I ensured that all the data input got to the desk in time. And again, I'll go back to the policy and the procedure. I came up with a procedure and I said, this is the time that I need this data to be in the office, and this particular time. But at this time, when I had to work late, I had to stretch and work late, and I had to also confuse my team or motivate them by, of course, ensuring them I give them transport going home that evening, and ensuring that we have supper there together. They don't have to go look for supper late. So that's a way of motivating them so that we can execute that role and ensure it's done in good time.
Okay, wonderful. Have you ever made an error in transcribing or bookkeeping? How do you ensure that your data entries are done accurately and efficiently?
Yes, that normally happens. How I do that to ensure it is done accurately is to have the data, number one, as I said, on the date, then to have someone we call a third eye. A third eye is meaning I put the data, I give them to my line manager as a third eye, and to another person so that they can also counter check to ensure the input is correct.
Thank you. Lastly, how have you helped your previous employers or employees save money or better use their financial resources?
One of the things that we have done is ensuring we have a circle and encouraging them to join in. The other thing is talking to them one-on-one, because every person has different financial crises, and helping them to solve the financial issues.
Thank you. That is all for today. We appreciate your time. We appreciate your patience. Please, something from my colleague.
Thank you. Pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
And we are glad. Now, what do you like most about working in human resources?
What I like about working in human resource is seeing a soul that is happy. One is able to feed the family. They are able to enjoy this life and with ease. And the other thing about working in human resource is touching the souls of many people in terms of helping them out when they are not able to, for instance, educate their children. I would support them to do that and ensure a small bit of amount of money can educate a child up to university.
Okay. Another question, what is your recruiting strategy? Is that HR employee?
The recruiting strategy is just to have a policy or recruiting policy and a recruitment procedure, both of them. And one of it is to ensure that all the documents that are stated there are there when you're recruiting for fairness. And also calling interviews. You call someone 2 weeks before, not 1 week, or just call them, just come tomorrow. You need to give them time to prepare before they can come and attend the interviews. The other thing is also go through their document before they join in the interview. As much as they'll come with their document on that day, I know the HR should have seen the document. And why is that? Because when you are interviewing, I will not need, everyone is keen on checking the document. When I'm talking, when you're interviewing me and you're not looking at me, I'll find it uneasy, but I'll be able to be comfortable when at least someone is listening to me, not all of them. So quite a lot that need to come up. And the other thing is also good to assure me of my role and assure me of the job. I don't know how that you will do that. Because I'm done with this job.
Thank you. The third question is, how have you ever handled cost reduction efforts as an HR?
How I've done that is ensure that all that is what is needed. And you can do that by having a requisition that you yourself you go through and question before things are purchased. And then do a follow-up, we say monitoring and evaluating the process and follow up to ensure the things that have been bought, they've been used well. And of course sit down and ask yourself, when you were buying before, this is how much you're using, you have to compare the cost. And when you're doing that, you have also to be very careful not to compromise on the quality.
My last question, how have you handled or led a team comprised of workers from different backgrounds? If you have, can you share your experience with us?
How I've handled that is I have dealt with you as individual, number one, not what I heard about you. So when you come to me, I will listen to you. One of the skills that I've used is listening skill. And of course, when you listen, you tend to get a lot of information from the person who is coming to you. And with that, when you hear what you hear from the person is when you can be able to advise, you can be able to refer when need be for refer, and where you need to help, you can be able to help. You can advise, you can refer, you can help.
And how do you win the cooperation of your members as you are ready?
How I win it is because I'll reach individually them, I'll take a phone, and I'll find out what's happening. Number two, if they are in trouble, for instance, if their children are sick, I would also be part of them and ensure that you support them where need be. When they are mourning, you mourn with them. When they're celebrating, I celebrate with them. And in this way, I'm able to win them. Because apart from work, they will also see me in their social life. And of course, when I'm doing this, I ensure, of course, I draw the rhyme so that we also, when you go back to work, we execute our roles accordingly.
Thank you. Back to my team. I don't know whether there is any question that we have got.
There is no question at all. So before we tell you where we are going to give you the job, we have keynotes that we love to explain now to others. Now this is not for you, now this is for others. I like your eloquency. You're so eloquent. Once you start your English, you finish with it. Your points are clear. How you explain things is just clear. You have a proper grammar. You're realistic. Like you are a former individual. What weakness you have is it doesn't have a weakness. I find that unrealistic. She was very realistic. She said she has an issue with this and this and this. She's very confident. As you can tell, she's composed. Our former guy was, when someone does this, that's someone with a confidence issue. She's very composed.
composed and she's confident. She has opened her eyes wide. When you're explaining something, you open your eyes wide, like, I am Silvada, I'm from Nairobi. She has her eyes open. She's knowledgeable in what she wants to apply for, be it be a driver. I like how she gives extravagant information. She's handful. What that means, while she's explaining, you remember, like, while she was explaining about herself, she even gave educational background questions. You remember that? Before she was even asked. So she's handful in terms of explaining herself. She expounds each and every area of her life. Another thing, she's, I have said, composed. She sticks to question. When she asks, can you cook? She says, yes, I can cook or I can't cook. So I would love everyone also to learn from those 10 points that we have composed. Don't go out of questions when you ask, don't divide. So yes, you're going to find the position.
Thank you. Briefly, because I know we're breaking for lunch. When you come for interview, when you get in and I say, please, first of all, dress comfortably. Sawa sawa. Yeah, usivae ile unataka kufuta. Vaa vizuri. When you have confidence, do you know when you put on a suit and a tie, you have a lot of confidence than the person you find seated there. Please, even if you hear is a farm like where I was working, please come. That gives you confidence. Ladies, when you yourself you find you have a high heel and you understand what I mean. Yeah, you have confidence. Number one of the things I mentioned is how you dressed. So when you come in, you enter. Of course, going to be asked to sit down. So you have your document. The first thing that the panelists will do is introduce themselves. Like, we're here, we say I'm Mogo in HR, in finance, Nanana in finance, because you already applied for that job. Why we're saying the introduction is because we want you to know who you need to ask a question. Because we show nitakwambia mahali tunaulizanga maswali. So you come, when you're told to sit down, the first thing the HR will ask you is, did you struggle getting there? Those are the questions that you should expect. Don't panic. They will ask, did you panic getting here? Did you find that easy and all that? Then utatuambia, nilienda kwa sikujua hapa, nilienda, I went to the Google, I was pinned and all that. Then a question that comes most of the time, how did you learn about this interview? Please, how you learned about it is also very critical. Through a friend, you don't have to explain the friend. Through a neighbor, through the church, or whatever you did. Then from there, once you give the document and they introduce themselves, then they will ask you to do a brief introduction of yourself. Please be brief. Sawa sawa? Yes. Sema ulienda la hiyo, nilienda shule mwaka hii, nikatoka, nikaenda high school, nikatoka, nikaenda. Then when you come to work experience, it's also good in between there, the courses that you learn. And this is what I'm saying, we need more certificate apart from the masters and the graduate. See, if you're doing the administration, communication skill, I went and I did communication skill short courses at NIPS for 1 week and then explain when you did that communication. Sawa sawa. Then from there, after that, that is when they will ask you the weaknesses. You'll be even there are questions that comes and you're told, if you say you've ever worked, utaulizwa, have you ever been given a negative feedback about your performance? And if you give it, how did you take it? First of all, you took it positive. So, I know it's hard. Even for me in HR, it's very hard to take a positive feedback, a negative feedback. But you take it positively because once you take it negative from the word go, it is going to finish you. And then from there, you say, yes, I did. And what did you do? You say, this is what I did. I went to my boss and asked them, please to kindly help me on how to improve. Then you'll be asked, what did you learn from that? These are the questions that they throw like that. You see, I'm asking them, without reading anywhere. Then what did you learn out of it? Any experience you ask, they should have asked, what did you learn? Of course, that is where you say the teamwork. We are looking at what we said there. Innovation, teamwork, communication, that's what we are looking here. Then you'll be asked, what did you learn? Being innovative. Because I said, I went a step further and I went to my boss and I said, kindly, I'm stuck. Can you please help me? Then your boss helped you. After then your boss help you, but be brief as they say. If you ask a question, give an answer. Then we show there's a question we normally ask. What is your remuneration? Anything as per your company, please don't do that. Give a figure. And this is what I said. If you are applying for an institution, find out. I believe there are people who are there. You can reach anyone because the person who would have given you will have guided you. Find out how much you can save. If you don't have, just say a figure and trust God and say, God, ndio nitasema wewe Mungu sasa ni mimi. Usiseme ati about your body, say no, you have no value. That you're telling me you have no value. Please value yourself and say this is how much I am. Sawa. Ujaenda soko ukauliza mama wa soko ati hii nyanya yako ni pesa ngapi? Utanunua kulingana na vile inanunuliwa soko. Kwani umeenda mahali ingine ukaona? You understand? So give yourself a time. The other thing, you'll be asked to ask questions. Sawa. You know most of the time what we ask. That's what we ask. Hata mimi ukiniambia utanipatia, don't ask that. Ati how have I performed? Because again, I will tell you when we are finishing, we have to see other candidates and we shall communicate to you in 2 weeks' time. So what I would expect you to ask us is, what is the objective of this company? What are their objectives? You need to know. You tell them, I went to the internet and I found when you go with a question that you ask that shows that you were learning from the company. I went to your internet and I saw your I think our motto was potentially growing something. Yeah? And for most of the people in finance didn't know about it. They tried to learn what does that mean. Ask, challenge them. Wacha wakuelezea hiyo motto yao ni nini. Si ni kweli? Yes, ukienda namba pili uambie appreciate them. I tell them I appreciate when I was coming in, your company is very neat, you have very friendly people. We don't remember even to say we found a gate person who welcomed you. You didn't find someone who sat with you at the reception and gave you a cup of tea. Appreciate them and say, that's something I have given them a trust. Appreciate them. They're humans. Yes. Any question? Because I want us to be for one. You know that your mother tulikuwa tumesema yes? Yes, you should. We will always put some water here. Yes. Even when you're going, the HR will tell you we have even lunch. Even lunch. Even in the morning when you come, you'll be offered tea. Hospitality. But for hospitality to go up here in human resources now, admin. Yes, we do. Please take. Yes. What you do, just say a gross of this much, but say negotiable. When you say negotiable, if you're the best candidate and you uko karibu, hata kama umeenda juu, they will call you negotiate. Always say negotiable. Sawa. Yes. Again, usiseme kuenda kusema 5,000 negotiable hapana. When you're also putting a figure, you know, negotiable. Sindio? But again, I understand you will have learned about the company. Any other question? Have you learned something? Tumesoma kitu? The interview. Depending on the position, yes. Yes. Kiswahili is also accepted because when we, as I said, we have our team that did quite well up to class 8 and they joined the mechanic and whatever the other people who come on board. Hi, I have a question for all of you. I want to hear an answer as we break now because I know questions will come after. Even after I'm here, just ask me a question when you see me somewhere. I want to ask you a question. If I am a class 8 and I'm asked to go with a supporting document, what supporting document do I want?
I have a KCP certificate.
What are that? Only one. Because a certificate deal. What else? I have a certificate. What else?
Good conduct.
Good conduct. But we are looking somewhere because I'm expecting you to look somewhere. Because I went somewhere in the schools here when we were told to ask for documents. And literally they are parents that they want to begin about living certificate. Thank you. Hapa tuko na mahicha, wacha nikuambie. Ingine gani? Good. Thank you. Which other one? Documents equal. Tumebeba documents, yes? Recommendation letter. NHIF nani amesema? Thank you. NHIF. KRA. Tuko na document 10. Tuko na document 10. Na mtu ametoka class 8. So can they apply for a job? Yes. They can. So they have all the documents. Mumesisema. Kwa hivyo ni vizuri tujue all person can apply for a job. Sawa sawa? So I think we'll break for lunch, and then when we come, we finish the final one. As we also do our exercise, we have the balloon, and I think we'll go three groups equal, because hizo group mtaenda na hizo balloon vile ziko kwa karatasi, uweke pumzi na mboboe.